Welcome to this live. If you're catching on the replay, let me know on the replay. Let me know where you're coming from. I am Elasa. I'm your quantum soul guide. And I want to talk today about the high heart and understanding what the high heart is of the energy centers. And actually, let me just grab this Taurus so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. And so you see here, this is the shape of your toroidal field. It's like a donut. You've got the top of your central channel, the bottom of your central channel. And I love putting this on my arm just so you can see, that movement of your field. And so this Taurus, this aura, the photonic light that you be, has a column, a central channel. We talked about that yesterday. And it has your subtle bodies, which, you can look at the aura as a whole, the whole toroidal field, but you also could look at the layers of the subtle bodies that are being vibrated and created from that, each of the energy centers and how they are moving this toroidal field in the individual transverse waves, but also in the collective longitudinal wave. And so when I was getting a download about what I need to talk about today, it was mainly about understanding your high heart. So the high heart center, you have your thymus gland, which is each of your endocrine glands, thyroid, pituitary, pineal, even the thalamus, if you're looking at the eighth energy center. That thymus gland is a physical manifestation of your fourth heart energy center. However, when we're looking at the ascension, you may hear people talk about the high heart. And so I really want to address this high heart energy center and understanding that how it goes along with your toroidal field. So if you are realizing that at the center here, at this fourth energy center, at the center of this toroidal field, it is the 0 point, the middle point of the above three energy centers and beyond, because there's more, and the below three energy centers, and there's more underneath the earth. But when you are realizing that's kind of that 0 point of the typical seven energy centers, it's the middle for as above, so below, for the heavenly states, the causal states, the etheric template, and the lower world, the gross matter world that's being vibrated and worked with your lower three energy centers. That fourth energy center, when you look at the top of that fourth energy center, the vortexing movement of the top of the top of your fourth energy center in that movement of the toroidal field is essentially what we're looking at when we're looking at the high heart energy center. So you need to make sure you have enough gusto, you have enough momentum, enough lift power to actually get everything of love of self, forgiveness of self, love of others, forgiveness of others, truly what it means to be authentic. Anything that would be keeping you from being able to move that energy so with momentum and power upward, up central channel, and create that nice vortex of the toroidal field, both up and down. And so what Benevolent Source I Am was talking about was really to get the clarity of the cross channel, the horizontal channel, and the central channel. Also, they want me to talk about. So let me grab some more props. So right here, if you've seen me do drawings in years prior, you've got your horizontal channel, which goes out your arms, and you've got your central channel, but you've also got this, if this is X and this is Y, this is Z, you've got this infinity channel, this movement of energy that comes out the front of you and goes along the infinity line beyond time. And so that also is that cross reference point of that fourth energy center. But it also, again, it's about how much movement in your toroidal field do you have to be able to be present, be here now, be able to be neutral, to be able to be a witness, at the same time speak authentically and speak the spoken word to create reality at the most high, at the wholeness fifth dimensional construct that we talk a lot about, of consciousness that is truly unconditionally able to love, unconditionally be able to be present and refrain from judgment of the others on their path, while you're able to again maintain your authenticity to speak that which you want clearly, so that you get that high heart lit. And someone with their high heart lit, the above that fourth energy center and that kind of mid place between your throat and fourth energy center, you have this ability to, without any, I want to say care, but without any need to make sure that others, are going to like what you're saying, but you authentically are able, in front of any other point of views, be able to be and speak wholeness. So this may mean that you know your abundance. You know that it's your birthright to be abundant. You know that there's an abundance of energy that you be, and that when you speak clearly, that abundance materializes by light particles stacking up on each other to create that which you spoke, and the tonal vibrations that go out in transverse waves and in wholeness longitudinal waves to create the stacked up light particles in the hologram experience, in the holographic aura, and the holographic greater terrain of the earth body's holographic experience, that gives you such clarity of that which you spoke, and sometimes even that which you think, depending how much super concentration of your energy you have called home. And so that high heart ability is someone who, again, can witness, hold space, but yet still speak clearly and create the reality moment to moment from either thoughts or spoken word, or just from their sheer presence as they ride the destiny line of the highest potential reality. So if that's not happening for you, if you feel like you have, you may go years of feeling like you were living authentically, you were unconditionally loved, living in a very unified field experience of, synchronicities one after the other. Everything seems to be in sync. Everything is being gifted, and you're giving, being, you're, living lightly, not hanging on to a lot of attachments, knowing that the ascension path knows that those stacked up light particles, in order to actually have them arrive instantly, you have to live lightly, meaning you're not carrying like huge loads of clinging gross matter things with you. Doesn't mean you don't have a lot of gross matter access to the infinite wealth and material riches that you so desire in that now moment. Just means you're not clinging to them. And so if you have super concentrated your energy, and you're able to move forward with grace and harmony and ease. And I was speaking to like a pattern that someone was showing me earlier, was that you had it for so long, you were living the good life, and then you went down, or you went back, seemingly backwards, because maybe you started a family, or you got a relationship or a job, or something happened that you started to compromise your truth, and you started to just not live from that high heart place, that high momentum, okay, that knows how to yield and wield the unseen energies of the as above. The other things that may have happened for some of you is that you dove deep on all the conspiracy theories, all the being informed of what's really been going on, that had been guiding your avatar in certain places in certain ways that felt maybe disempowering, and then you learned about it, but yet you may have come against the dark night of the soul, or some dark force, or some lower force that you had given your power away to, because you just didn't know you had the right to actually be a sovereign being that creates reality moment to moment. And so you seemingly went backwards and allowed yourself to straddle many different dimensional realities, even though they were sovereignly being looked at and being informed. you somehow kind of bound yourself in a limitation. So today's activation is making sure that anything within the heart, that the heart is flowing, that the heart is spinning and open and stabilized. It's not wobbling. And then on the cross channel, or not essentially, I call the cross channel that Z, but on the central channel that goes up and down, that you actually have enough width, diameter, width, opening of your central channel, that you have, it's almost like a clog is in there. We're going to address for somebody, that you have there's a ceiling for some of you that needs to be moved, but something needs to be cleared so that your vortexing energy, both going up and going down of your Taurus, is easily moving and grouping. Okay. The other things that I'm going to call out is anywhere you have ceilings, in social structure, family structure, work structure, literal buildings, ceilings, metaphorical ceilings, like you feel like you can't, have the best life because of X, Y, or Z, or you're limited by ancestral patterns, if we're looking at abundance in financial ways, or love. Whatever those codings are, I intend to really call that out and clear it, because we want your heart energy center to be open and flowing and glowing, both coming in and out of, behind your back and out the front like an hourglass, but also up and down that same kind of hourglass, that movement up your central channel, so that the rose, the wound up rose, literally unfurls and blooms and allows your Taurus to lift and shift, giving space for the soul that you are to fully embody. So that's bare feet on the earth is also going to help this, on that downward motion. Because if you do not have all the energy channels moving and grooving, it's going to affect the heart. And so you can start focusing on the heart, doing heart breath, just inhaling and exhaling through your heart. Let's do 3 of those. Inhale through your heart. Exhale out your heart. Let's try an in and out. Inhale into the heart. Exhale out the heart. Inhale into the heart, all directions. You're coming in, that magnetic pull, and you're exhaling out of the heart. It's expanding into the ether. You're inhaling, gravitating all that you know that you truly be and love and are ready to receive in harmony. And you exhale, expand, and let go without, clinging. And so just doing that focused heart breath throughout the day, hands touching the thymus gland is great, called the easy button, is a huge step, right? Smiling, allowing yourself to generate the feeling of what it would feel like to have your heart fully occupied with the soul that you are, both the heart, the heart muscle itself, that literally is also a vortex, but the central channel vortex, the soul that you are, the Taurus of the vortex, the soul that you are, so that you can actually get that moving. We want you to generate the feeling of what it would feel like to have, unconditional love for all and receive that unconditional love, to have that freedom of financial abundance, to have that freedom of light particle abundance, meaning that that you are creating every now moment with very precise, clear thought and spoken word and intention and writing, that you have such power of your super concentrated photonic light particles that they literally create on the spot from when you think, say, speak, or write, with that feeling of freedom, that you are free, you are abundant eternally, because you have within me this power. Okay, so let's go ahead and do any sort of clearings that would be of benefit of things that I spoke about. I was guided to bring some sage back here, in here. And so sage is something you can do around your house, especially if there's some ceilings that you're moving. You can do it up and down your central channel. I'm just going to intend that I'm clear, that anything I can offer you and the clearing white sage, that helps you. And go ahead, and if you feel like you need to close your eyes or you want to put your hands on your heart, take some deep breaths again into the heart and out of the heart. And start to smile and generate the feeling of what I just spoke about feels most yummy to you, whether it's ease, grace, freedom. Good. And anywhere, I want you to take an interview with your eyes open or closed. Anywhere you see in the central channel, at the heart space in the high heart, that opening of the rose, see if there's anything that needs to clear. And if it does, what color is it? Go ahead and make a sound for that color to shift to pure, potent, sparkling, crystalline white light. So whether it's whatever sounds coming to you, this is for those who I'm guided to help you in that reflection. I'm just giving the sound that I'm hearing. And now we did the up and down of the heart. Now I want you to look at the horizontal channel. So from that heart energy center, that vortex of light, anywhere that needs to be cleared from arm to arm and beyond, I want you just to notice. Maybe it feels like one side is open, the other side might be closed, or there's something in the way. And go ahead and do another sound and intention that your vibrational tones are going to clear and move with your inner vision of seeing it. So anything that needs to move in the horizontal channel. Huri gai gai gai. Suni papai. Anything that needs to, like, you're pushing it using the rays of light of your fingers of the palm energy centers. Good. And so there's pure opening of this cross channel that goes through the nature kingdom, through the magnetic lines of the earth, across the plane. And then finally, the cross channel, that Z that comes out the back and out the front through infinity. Anything, notice, that needs to move from behind you, in front of you. And same thing, maybe you have some tones or some words or some sounding words that just make you feel like you're moving and clearing this cross channel. And it goes through infinity. Good. And so now there's just this open in all directions of the heart energy center, and the high heart is opening and vortexing. So now above you, is there any ceilings, whether it's at any point of these, this top part of the energy center, doorways of the central channel? Is there any ceilings that need to be moved, dissolved, dismantled, dematerialized? And if you can't, ask if there's a number. If there is, I got 14 for the collective. So we're just going to clear. Same thing, use your sound, your tone, your hands. Intending for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Release and clear, dematerialize. Full movement of the soul that you be, so that you have harmony and have the ability to have the capacity to move more light beyond your soul, to have more freedom, to have more joy, to be able to easily speak clearly, think clearly of that which you truly want to particleize in front of you in the hologram. Okay, last, below the central channel, or excuse me, below the heart, anything down to your earth star in the earth, it may be hovering for some of you, but anything, is there anything that needs to be moved that is blocking the flow of your abundance, of your love, of your joy, so that your heart can stay open and clear? Any old world structures, maps, agreements, contracts, arrangements, Anywhere you gave away your power, they're saying, we're just going to do a global release with any of that which I just spoke. And I want you to ask if there's a number that needs to be cleared or moved. 10. And we're just going to do the same thing to complete our activation today. So we're going to clear however you feel. If you feel more than 10 or less, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, clear. Okay. Now imagine, you might use your hands. Go ahead and breathe through your heart and imagine that your toroidal field is moving and flowing within your close aura structure, but also beyond as a bigger oversoul being, open and clear, harmonized, ready to receive the abundance you be, to activate with more harmony, grace, and bliss, more joy for yourself and for others. Good. And are we complete, benevolent source that I am? Yes. Is there anything outstanding I need to share? Okay, so they're just benevolent source is talking about cleaning. So this is a great time. Any activations we do, even if you cleaned yesterday, they're saying, reorganize something. There's something, you just moved your energy in the unseen and you moved it in a very multidimensional, in between space, beyond time place. So now you want to ground, whether that's barefoot to the earth after we're done here, cleaning your floors, your baseboards, your any cobwebs, inside or outside, walking around your house. If something needs to move or change position, just trust that, because that will again give that clarity and the grounding of the totality of the energy we just shifted into the here and now. Sending you all so much love, so much grace. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Pulling myself back, stabilized, organized. Here's to a new now.